Okay, I took this out. Forgot that I'm talking into accelerated policy installation. So it was introduced in R81 and above. Only supported R81 and above gateway. Um, what we did is behind the scenes we took whatever we did in the verification and actually moved it to validations. So every time we do a publish, we actually do some verification behind the scenes. So decision facing. We are every time we do a publish, we decide if this next policy installation will be eligible for acceleration or it's not going to be eligible for acceleration. This is being done. There is a list of changes by the SK that we mentioned here that will tell you exactly what is accelerated policy installation will support for you. So this is described in details what is support, what is not support, what are the limitations. Like in the bottom, there is, here it is. This is like what cases where installation will not be accelerated. Changing a policy, client auth when using client auth, user authentication, those are legacy objects. Manual changes to the security management, global policy assignment, revert to security gateway, or on the older snapshot, and those are the limitation. Like the scalable platform will not use accelerated Maestro. Any NAT will also change. NAT will prevent from accelerating to happen. So that's this XK is very important to know if you have issues with acceleration or you don't see it happen and why. Um, 1 second. So how does it work? We decide each publish if it's eligible for acceleration or not. I can show it for you for a second here. Okay, if I do a change, my environment again. So on any publish I do, we can do grep -I, and I will search for, I think it's a decision. Where is it? Give me a second. Actually, it's here. And what did I want to see? Fast install. That's what I wanted. Fast install under cpm.elg. -I fast install under cpm.elg. Actually, I need to do it like that. Sorry. Tail -f pipe grep fast till it's connected. We'll go through the slide. So check if all published since the last install are eligible for accelerated installation policy. As after publish, if we did any changes, an asynchronous thread will execute and mark the current publish if it's eligible for accelerated or not. Modern dump, we do a modern dump. It was introduced in the R81 for objects. So when I do a publish, I do a dump of the object, and also when I do policy install, I do a dump. If I do objects that I did that I can dump during publish, saving me time instead of dumping them at once while I want to do the verification of the policy. Now, sometimes you do changes and then you just click the install policy and we have to do another dump. So that's why there's two dumps, one while you do the publish and one during the policy installation. The dump files are created mostly under by the Postgres, which improves significantly the performance. Modern verification is being done by process called RHR. So if we look at the fail state for a second, I also covered that here. So if I go back to home, see I have accelerated policy installation. Okay? And if CPM, if I need to debug verification, I actually grep for RHR to see what is the command that RHR run instead of load, because load will be only for the transferring of the policy. We will not use FWM load for verification when we use acceleration. Okay, and also there is a RHR ELG that actually. So here I did the load, and you can see the command that was run. It was RHR blah blah blah. Actually, doing the verification of the new files. And if I have a problem, I will look at the RHR.elg. Where do I see it? So here I want to do just a change for the sport. Here I put a NAT. NAT by default disable acceleration. I create static, give an IP address for the gateway. So as I do click right now, nothing happened. When I do publish, you can see that fast install decision to false for that work session. And we are saving this decision because next time I do installation, it will be a full installation. Please remind me, I wanted to talk about timing debug, okay? Before we finish the session, just that I won't forget. Because it's not in the official material, but it's important. So this is where we do the decision, and every time we do a publish, we get a new decision. So if all are published before, even if I have a publish that is eligible for acceleration, but I have one publish from the last policy installation that was not eligible for acceleration, this is actually will trigger a full install. Okay. What else? So that's the SK that we talked about how we know what will be accelerated, what will not. Here is the decision making, fast decision. Where is it? To false. Here it is. Okay. And here we can see that here you can see on the smart console if it's full or if it's accelerated. If it's electricity, it means accelerated. If it's full like that, this means that the full install was done. This is the limitations that are part of the SK, reverting to snapshots on the gateway and all the limitations of the Maestro and LSM profiles. Those are not going to use acceleration. This, if you want to, if you ever want to, if customer says, "Hey, I don't want to use this acceleration; it's causing me issues," that's the way to disable it. Usually, customers don't want to disable it, but if he decides that he wants to disable it, then that's the option. Another option to disable it is like that. It's not always comfortable, when you need to install policies. on many times a day, every time to do a disable on the acceleration. Here we can see the fast click, the decision. This is actually the file that I'm going to talk about the timing of the policy. But this is you can see on each time you do a policy install if it was fast or not, full or not. I'm just reverting to a snapshot that I can play with for a second. I'm going to lab 2. That's if it was accelerated. That's a full one. Now all the troubleshooting steps that you see here, they are all in the first aid. This is, oops. So that's what we talk about. Task manager, it's internally, but for you, it's secure knowledge in the first aid. All this, if it's a gateway side, not a gateway side, we talked about it. The files, the deletion. This is a change that was in case you need to in your version of the first aid, you do have it. I just opened an old one. In case you need to enable CPM debug in the R81 and above, R8110 and above, it's a different file than below, because there was the issue with the log4j vulnerability, so they changed it. So that's what you need to remember if you want to enable debug on CPM. Also, the policy script enable debug for you in CPM in case, when you debug, so you probably won't need that. This is all the manual way that you have in the first aid with all the screenshot and the explanation. There is not a lot that, on those slides. This is the policy installation, and I want to take the time debug. That's my next thing. And this is, we have different policies that we push. We have a policy for desktop policy, so the name will be PS load. We have a policy for floodgate, so it's going to be called fgate load. If you ever need to troubleshoot, it's enough that you take. I had a situation that floodgate was failing, so I just took the while and searched for load. The loop that we have before. And also in the policy install script, you have the option to troubleshoot floodgate. It tells you which policy you want to troubleshoot. Do you want floodgate? Let's enable floodgate for a moment and see. Let's see if it's up. Floodgate is bandwidth control for the folks of you that are not familiar. Desktop security policy is for VPN customers, VPN clients. So when using the script, it actually knows how to do it automatically. Don't tell me disconnection again. One second. Just want to see. So in the script itself, we have this. Yeah. Oh, we run it with the -o. Recommended. Then it tells me what if you want to debug slow policy installation, or if I'll do both in a moment. Then you can see if you see here QoS or desktop security policy, it will automatically detect the policy that you have here and collect the relevant debug. Okay, so here in my case, I don't have QoS policy because it exists, but I didn't configure anything about that. There is no gateway that has a floodgate enabled. That's why he failed. So also, But let's enable it for a sec. Let's try to enable it for the spot if it's not going to be too complicated. I go on this guy. Enable two things. VPN, policy server. This is for desktop security policy, and QoS. That's for Flatgate. Click OK. Yes, and publish. Now, let's try to do this. I detect the gateway. I want to show you the also the time debug before I let you play with the labs. I left you guys to do lab one by yourself because it's pretty straightforward. But if you have any questions, I'll be here with you guys. This is actually going through the whole flow. I did like except I just changed the file here. The name of the file, it needs to be this one, log4j. And then we enable debug for CPM and looks, and actually ask you to do some greps after that inside the files themselves. So it's not R81, it's R8120. CPM, and then do fast or just do grep. You'll see the decisions. I ask you to look at install policy.elg and do grep to see ending of dump, legacy dump, command full output, all that stuff. I let you play with it if anyone has questions. I'm here. Back to our thing. It finished once. I'm moving it to MV CP actually. This to my directory, and I want to look how it looks like. It's the first time I'm using the script to take this one. Usually I do it manually. And I want to take a slow policy debug and show you also how it looks like. In general, there is one file that tells us the exact, and we can actually see it from before. I look here. That's what, no, it's not here. Add dump files. No, it doesn't give me. Okay, for some reason it didn't brought me all the files I was looking for. Hopefully this one it will. Should bring, it didn't copy all the files from the system, but I will show it to you in a moment here. Here you can see. 1 second, guys. That's the critical I was talking about. Okay, so we finished this. So I go CP. I want you to show you the files that actually tells this is the file that we need to know in order if we have a problem. So this is a tar. So I have here 2 of them. I need the 42. Tar, both I need actually both of them. XVF Okay, so I want to go to, you see here there is install policy management stats. Empty. There's another XML file. For some reason it was supposed to give me what I was looking. Sorry. Where's the XML file? Dump files, API tasks. No, not that did I took it with the dasho? Yes, I did took it with the dasho. Install policy.tlg. I'm looking for a file. I usually do it, look on it manually. I'll show it to you in a moment. That's the task that happen in the API. Edit dump files. No, nothing. Okay, I will show you. I will show it to you manually. Apparently, the script is not completed on the policy debug timing debug. We have a file on the management. This is what the script's supposed to bring me, and he usually brings it. Where is it? Give me a moment. That's the gateway transfer. Be an XML file. That's not here. It's going to be here. No. What? Ah, that's the first thing. I apologize in advance. Let's take this one. This XML file is under temp install mgmt stats. That's what I wanted to. Might be a directory. That's fine. Let's see. We do have it here. I saw it in the script. It's pwd. cd2 this, ls, cd2 other. What? cd2 install. Okay. That's what I wanted. Sorry. So that file is a XML file. Tab completion. This is the UID of a management. FYI, every time you see that, you know that your customer is having a smart center. 9FT, that's the object, that's the UID that defined that this is a smart center. And here you can see the policy installation as they go, and you can see access policy, and that's the ID of the policy. Duration of the loader, how long it took to compile, 4.1 seconds. Duration of modern dump, 609. Duration of conversion, everything that usually the time that we spend is number of objects, network objects, 52. Service number 523. So this give you indication number of rules. Usually if we have a problem is the one that we saw in lately was like couple of months ago. During a legacy debug, there was like, it took like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Legacy dump. So that's to give you the exactly timing. And this is, and also you can see if it was accelerated or not. If it's install policy, you see it's a full. Okay. So that actually gives us the total install policy duration was 16 seconds and 1.65. That's the total time. And he actually breaks it to all the components that we need to know in order to understand that we have a problem or not. So if you bring that in the debug script, I was mistaken. The script was okay. I was not okay. And it tells us now this is containing all the policy installations that that happen. The timestamp is here. So let's see the last one. Timestamp 17. This is epoch time. So I need to just convert that. But this should be sufficient for us to understand where is that. If you don't want to, you want to have a clear timestamp, meaning you don't want to look at multiple timestamp, you want to know exactly, you can do this. I can clear it out on the management. This contains multiple policy installation, but I can clear it out here. So I do TMP. I think the path is here. TMP install management stats. I can do or echo 0 to it, to this file, and have nothing in it. If I do cut for this 4.1, and I can just remove it. Now if I do new policy installation, this, let's say you don't have the tools to or the time or the effort to start understand where was the last policy installation. You generate a new one, okay? And in this one you will have your time. That's the only policy installation that you're going to see here. See, that's only one. The date is, that's what it sees as the timestamp. Now you can think about how to convert it, and you can see exactly how much everything took. And that's what we need. And gateway 2 seconds is the time that the gateway took to the installation. And total, where is the total? Network object, number of network object, where is the total? Management total duration 1.9, but there is policy installation duration. Anyway, is that clear? That's where you get your status. Now, if we need to know if we have a problem, we will see from this where we spend the most of the time, and then R&D will check in the code against how to improve it. Okay? Any questions so far? It's all in the material. So at that point, I will let you work on your labs. If you have any questions, I'll stay here in Zoom. And I think I finish from my point of view. All the rest is in, if we look at the slide for a second, just to what we did. So this is everything in the steps by steps that for the manual debugging. And here is the stuff that I got you from the gateway side on the first aid. And you have both slides, this slide and the first aid. Okay? So enjoy your time on the labs. And I'm here until I will be here for you until 2. Okay?
Nice one, thank you.
Cool,
Thank
thanks.
you. Hopefully, if you see any areas for for other topics that you guys think you need as partners outside, let Galit know. Okay? You know, if you see the next one is going to be logging and monitoring in not next week, the weeks after. We have 2 days of logging and monitoring. I'm covering the flow and then showing some how to investigate real issues scenarios. So, but if you see, if you think you have other areas that you want us to develop some contents, I think that's the best place to hear for. I look by ticket volumes, but Okay. So I'll just close the video, stay mute, and write me or ask me to talk. Okay?
All right, mate, brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have fun, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thanks.